welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren Drain, and I just wanted to tell you guys what I'm planning on doing coming up. So, I am going to start a ketogenic diet. I've been thinking about this for a little while, and I'm finally gonna do it. I've done some research, and I just think it's the right time for me to do it. In the past, I've kind of toyed with the idea, but I was on a competition prep diet. I was looking to gain muscle. I wasn't sure if it was time to try and get on this train, but I'm doing my preparations, I'm doing my research, talking to people who've done it, and I'm ready to start. So, why ketogenic diet, you might ask? Well, I've been kind of suffering from like low energy lately, needing a lot of naps, sleep. I'm requiring a lot of sleep. I go to bed right around 11 or 12 midnight, and then I sleep all the way to 9, 10, and 11, depending on the occasion, depending on if I need a melatonin strip or something like that. So I'm really just feeling kind of low energy lately, and it's come and gone in waves, so I thought maybe it was diet dependent or traveling too much, but it's been a little while now that I've been experiencing this, so I thought, you know what, maybe I should go ahead and try something diet related that can really help boost my energy. So with the keto diet, you know, they really do advertise that there's a lot of energy boosting to the nature of it, that you need less sleep, that you know, kind of resets your hormones, helps your immune system, helps the brain fogginess that a lot of us experience throughout the day, you know, kind of like that carb overloaded like brain fogginess, or maybe like carb depleted brain fogginess. I've experienced all of these things throughout my fitness career, with whether it's competing or being on a high carb diet, being on a low carb diet. You know, I really do notice these changes in myself, and I'm pretty sensitive to it. And I'm very careful with what I eat. I watch what I eat all the time, so it's not that I'm eating bad foods per se. I'm usually eating really healthy carbs, rice, quinoa, a little bit of fruit here and there, oats, Ezekiel bread. Those are the types of carbs that I've been eating. So they were really nutrient dense carbs. So it wasn't that I was eating crap or processed foods before, but I just overall have still, despite eating whole foods and despite keeping my carbs healthy, still felt kind of depleted, low energy, and you know, I'm also getting sick a lot lately, so I was like, maybe that's not a good thing. I'm taking all my vitamins, I'm very healthy, get enough sleep, I have low stress, I'm high energy in the gym, I'm always working out, so I'm doing a lot of things to keep my lifestyle active, healthy, nutritious, and supplementing it with a lot of vitamins and such. And I do notice an effect when I take my supplements versus not. But like I said, still not enough change for me, really wanting to see that boost in energy and decrease brain fogginess. So I'm going about to try this keto diet. So with keto, if you don't already know, keto diet is going to be very, very high fats, high concentrated fats, moderate to low protein, and very, very low carbs. So your percentages are, I think for fats, it's 80 to 90% fats, somewhere between like 75, 80% to 90% fats. 90 would be very, very, very high ketogenic diet. The carbs are right around like 5 or 10%, and the protein is moderate. You know, the rest of that is protein. So as opposed to some other diets I've done in the past, I've actually done a lot of diets, even since when I was younger. I've been a vegetarian, I've been on Atkins, I've been on low carb, I've been on competition prep, I've been on macros, flexible dieting. I've done a lot of different things, and so I kind of know how my body feels. I've done just whole foods cleansing. I did a 30-day whole foods cleanse, which was just cut out all processed foods, but I was still eating animal proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats with no calorie counting. So I've done calorie counting, flexible dieting, high protein Atkins, high and low carb diets, competition prep, and all of the above. So I kind of know how my body responds to things, and I've been very, very good and diligent at following different methods. So yeah, this isn't a new thing for me to start a diet. This isn't a new thing for me to be strict on something. But I know that when you get into something like this, you really need to be prepared. You need to know what to expect, what could go wrong, how you're gonna feel when those feelings are gonna occur, and what can you do and take to kind of minimize any type of negative effects. When you go through any type of detox, which the ketogenic diet, you really are kind of detoxing your body of carbs, sugars, breads, all the carbs, you're going to go through some type of like sugar withdrawal, and by nature you're getting rid of something in your body that you're used to having daily, weekly, monthly. So I was like, what is this all about? And in my findings of research, watching different YouTube videos, listening to different podcasts, reading different books, and the experts are saying, you know, you could go through this keto flu, so once you get into ketosis, you're going to eat that high percentage of fats, moderate protein, and low carbs. Within the first 2-3 days, you know, you have to go through that. Make sure you don't break your carb, don't cheat with high carbs or high glycemic foods, and you will most likely feel this ketogenic flu where you kind of feel like low energy, headaches, withdrawal symptoms, maybe sick to your stomach, super sleepy and tired and fatigued, just an overall kind of like detox type feeling. And that's actually a sign that you're now going to go from using your carbs for energy now to ketones, which is the breakdown of fats. So that's where you're actually going to get the fat burning process, and you're actually going to start to use your fat for fuel, and you can now actually start, you know, burning fat in being a keto adaptive, fat adaptive energy source. So it's actually a good thing when you start to experience the keto flu, because it means your body is shifting from the carb energy source to the fat energy source, which is the whole reason you want to start keto, and to get the benefits and the effects. But it's obviously a negative effect, so you're gonna have to know what to do to get through that. So I did a little research, and apparently you could potentially do a ketogenic, like start your ketogenic diet in the evening, and then about 2 days later you'll be in the evening from that, and you can kind of like sleep it off a little bit, because you're going to feel low energy, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel nauseated or headaches, and so you're going to want to kind of sleep it off if at all possible. So evening time would be like a choice time to feel that way. That's going to be my plan. I don't know what time it's going to kick in for me. Everybody metabolizes things differently, so it could be earlier or later than that, but that's my game plan. I tend to metabolize things very fast, so I'm thinking 2 days. Otherwise, some people might take a lot longer to get into it. That's my plan, and I also have a plan to check my blood ketones. Being a nurse, I really am I like to geek out on science, lab values, just get to the real heart of where you're at in your standpoint with things. So just like you would check your blood sugar for diabetes and to see where your blood sugar is there, the range with that, you could do the same thing with ketones. So you can actually check what your level of ketones in your blood is. And once you start to have that level go up, you are now using fat for energy, and it's a good thing. So that's how you know for sure that you're in ketosis and you're going to use the fat for fuel. So I bought myself a ketone monitor with a test strip, so I'll be doing that throughout this process. And I'm really going to struggle though, because I haven't really been eating this high of fats. Like, it is a lot of fat. The intake is almost all fat. So I've been approaching food like, I have my healthy fats, but I really only have a moderate amount. I have some I've been doing a completely different diet plan for the last, I would say, consistently about the last 2 years, where I'm eating like 5 to 6 meals a day. I have been eating carbs, moderate to low carbs with each meal, but I usually start out in the morning, or within at least 2 or 3 meals I'm having carbs with them. And even though I don't necessarily miss it, because my low carb diets, I haven't had the carbs on there, I've thought about my food in a certain way, and it's like, okay, you pair, you do your carbs, you do a third of a protein, and you do a little bit of fat. But the fat has always been the most minor part of my diet. So I'm excited to see how I respond to this, and just getting past that initial, why am I eating so much fat? Like avocado, butter, cheese. I have been cutting out dairy from my diet for the longest time. I suffered from headaches, migraine, sinus infections, a lot of like mucus, which is usually I thought was caused by dairy. So it'll be interesting to see if my body uses it for fuel, and if I actually have any residual issues with the dairy or not, or if I just need to be a little bit careful on how much dairy I have in my diet, because I can still use other energy sources like nuts, oils, nut butters, avocado, fatty fish, things like that. So I know that I don't necessarily have to use dairy, but reintroducing dairy into my diet is also going to be another factor, because it's another way to get in a lot of fat. High fat sour cream, whipping cream, I guess whole milk even you could do. I actually haven't experienced with that because, like I said, I've been very low on fats and very low on dairy for a while now. So it should be interesting to see how I respond. Oh great, he's breaking up my video. What was so necessary for you to break up my video?
I have to leave the house to pick up somebody.
Oh.
And also, I would like to go on record to say this is going to be a harder diet on me than her.
He's never dieted
because of her. I'm not doing the diet. I'm
dieted in his life. He has no idea what it's like to feel restricted or go through some type of detox. He's blessed in the fact that he's never had to diet, but he really just never has. He's always eaten sugar.
I went no carb for 2 days once.
He's done no carb for 2 days once because I said he couldn't do it. And he did it, but you know what? He's not even a hungry person, so it doesn't really count. You should take him with you.
I will. But I will say this. This is going to be a science, and this is going to be, I feel like this is going to be one of the hardest diets Lauren's ever done.
I don't know that
Thus, I think it's going to be the hardest thing for me to deal with because...
I don't think it'll be the hardest. When I cut, the last Whole Foods diet, I cut out breads, sugars, any processed foods, and I was fine.
I think this is the only diet that probably the only diet that she's done this much research about because literally she's been sitting here for like days.
Well, because I know it's scientific. You need to be in ketosis.
It's crazy scientific. I think, like, honestly, like, from hearing friends talk about it that have done it, like, she's got notes, she's watching YouTube videos, she's doing all sorts of research.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is like...
I have notes. This is
complicated.
I have a whole regimen. I've already built out a meal plan for myself.
We had to buy God knows how many weird things that I've never even heard of.
Not that many weird things. You actually don't have to have a ketos monitor. You don't have to have one. You can go into it without checking that, and you can also check like your urine test strips, which is even less expensive. But you can actually go based on your symptoms, how you feel, and just the content. If your content of your food is high fats, low carb, low protein, you're gonna get into ketosis. So it's just a matter of the fact that I'm a nurse and I like to be exact and I like to know what I'm doing, and I have a little more control when I can see what's happening. So. All
right.
Yeah, Dave.
All right, I'm going to pause this video for a second. I'm going to get out, and then I'm going to restart it.
Okay. Thanks, Dave, for all your helpful hints.
It's not my hints. Crap, I forgot my wallet. Oh.
You got your wallet?
I got it.
Okay, does the camera make you stop thinking?
No. It's my low ketones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And my high fat
low ketones.
It's my low ketones, high sugar, glycemic index, protein bars.
So the next step is to go to the store, pick up a bunch of fatty foods, and I guess build out myself a meal plan and stick to it. So I'm going to show you guys the type of foods I'm eating, the recipes I'm following, and kind of how I'm feeling. I'm going to track my day 1, day 2, day 3 process for you guys. I'll even share my ketones with you, and that comes in from Amazon. So stay tuned, and I'm going to give you a heads up on my ketogenic diet and my stats. So I want to show you guys my meal that I built out so far. I'm not too fancy yet because I just started, so I'm just doing basic things like eggs, oil, nut butter. So if you look right here for breakfast, hopefully it'll actually focus. Anyways, I'm gonna read it to you. It says 2 whole eggs, 2 tablespoons of cashew butter, and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. That's gonna be my breakfast. So that took for freaking ever. It didn't focus, but that's what I'm gonna have for breakfast. Normally I would have egg whites, maybe 1 whole egg, definitely no oil, and some type of carb source, which I'm not gonna have at all. So this is gonna be my breakfast. This is actually not even breakfast. This is more like, I think it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm starting like towards the later evening hours because I want my keto flu to kick in late. So that's what I'm doing. So what do we have here? Cashew butter. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of that. Coconut oil, I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of that, and 2 whole eggs. So this is my breakfast. That's 1 tablespoon. So it is the afternoon. I had my breakfast. And I'm gonna try the bulletproof coffee. I actually don't have any unsalted butter or any butter in the house. I haven't had butter in my house for years for the obvious reason of it's high fat. And so I'm just gonna use 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, since I do have those. I'm using instant coffee because I'm not a big coffee person, but I don't mind instant coffee. I think it tastes great. So I'm gonna see if how this is and if it helps my energy and, you know, trying to ease into the high-fat lifestyle. So I'm gonna try my coffee. It's pretty bitter, definitely fatty. So I'm gonna add stevia. Stevia or erythritol is acceptable on this diet. It is a sugar alcohol. It's not gonna convert to carbs. It's not considered a carb, and so it won't affect your insulin or anything like that. What is up, YouTube? So it's about 12 hours into my keto diet, and I'm tan as hell. Just kidding. So I have been having zero sugar cravings, zero carb cravings. Not even last night when I went out to eat. I went out with Dave and a friend, and they were looking for dessert, and I didn't want any. I didn't want any fried foods. I didn't want any shrimp tempura. I just had straight salmon sushi roll that was wrapped in cucumber with no rice. So, went to sleep, no sugar cravings. Woke up, no sugar cravings. I woke up early also. I usually sleep in on the weekends, especially after taking like a sleeping pill. And I woke up at 9, which I usually sleep until 10 or 11. I was not able to fall back asleep. I was feeling a little more energized and like awake for the day, but still not yet hungry. Usually I wake up super duper starving, ready to eat Ezekiel toast, cereal. I was not even hungry at all yet, and I didn't end up eating until a little bit later in the morning, and I realized I needed to eat. It was closer to noon. I ended up having 3 whole scrambled eggs mixed with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I did potassium and sodium salt on top, and then I did 2 tablespoons of cashew butter, and it was delicious, and I'm still full. I had that, usually I'm hungry every 3 hours. It'll come up on an hour from now that I should be hungry again. I'm super duper full. I have no sugar cravings whatsoever. Usually I start any diet of any kind of restriction and I'm feeling hungry or I'm feeling restricted or I have cravings and I have to kind of like push through or drink some like sugar-free drinks to get through those sugar cravings, and I'm still not having them. So needless to say, it's going well. My energy feels good even though I'm sick. So I wanted to go over my yesterday's meals with you guys. I calculated my macros and built a meal plan for myself. So I had 1,700 calories. I had 38 grams of carbs, 153 grams of fats, and 70 grams of protein. So moderate protein, super duper high fats. Like, I was satiated throughout the whole day. I was not hungry. I usually get hungry and snack throughout the day, but I'm so full all the time, and I feel energized and I feel like alert. I don't have like that brain fogginess feeling or that like super hard to wake up in the morning feeling where I'm like just dragging, and I've always said that I'm not a morning person. The meals are, I had cashew butter. I don't know if you guys can read this. I had cashew butter, 2 tablespoons, 2 whole eggs, and a tablespoon of coconut oil. I had an ounce of cheddar cheese, 10 macadamia nuts, lettuce, and bulletproof MCT oil. I had 2 chicken sausages, onions, and a tablespoon of coconut oil. I had butter. Actually, I substituted that yesterday. I did 2 tablespoons of MCT oil with black coffee for a bulletproof coffee. And I did my salmon avocado roll in the evening. So I even ate out with no problems. I don't know, like I'm excited so far because I tend to really enjoy healthy fats. I love fatty fishes, I love salmon, I love cod and miso cooked in a lot of oil. I love sashimi, avocado, nuts, nut butters, oils in my salads. So all these are foods that I love. So I'm getting excited so far. It's difficult to say. I haven't hit my keto flu yet, and I haven't had any wicked cravings for carbs. And so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I also am tracking how I look. I think I look rather lean right now. I mean, I don't have any bloat. I haven't had any bloat since I started. Usually I do get bloated after certain types of carbs, and randomly throughout the day for no reason whatsoever. I don't even know why I used to get really bloated. So it's exciting to see that I'm eating this many calories and this much fats, and it's not making me fat. So we'll stay tuned, and I think in a day or two I get my ketone blood monitor so I can actually check what my blood status is and see if I'm actually in ketosis.